Moving on to part 2. I'm going to actually listen to the end of My God is the Sun before we continue on, because there was a really interesting transition between that and Collapsia, Calapadippadil. I don't know how to say it, so don't judge me. Really did love part 1, guys. I am so excited for this one. All right, let's do it. Okay. You guys kept telling me about how good part 2 is, or the second half, I guess. All right. Interesting. It's very different from what we've heard so far. Okay. Had a bit of a change there. This got so gritty, like out of nowhere. This is so atmospheric, as the whole album has been. That was nice piano work. Song is like a dream. I guess I said that about Keep Your Eyes Peeled, but it was more like a nightmare. So gritty when this comes in. That outro is my favorite part of the song, actually. All right, so Collapsia something was a great song to listen to. It was different. It was a good change of pace for the record, but I don't think it's one that I would come back to as often as some of the other ones. The ones I mentioned at the end of part 1, I have actually gone back and listened to those many, many times. Probably at least about like 5 to 10 times for each one of those 3. I Sat by the Ocean, Vampire of Time and Memory, and My God is the Sun. I don't see that happening with Collapsia, but I do appreciate the musicality of it. There was some really cool piano work. There was a really cool outro. Different styles blended together, and it was a nice change of pace. So now let's move on to Fairweather Friends. Start from the beginning. Same. What a tasty tone on the guitars. Just like I Sat by the Ocean. Depends. This is gonna come in hard, I bet. There we go. It's one of the best tones I've ever heard on a guitar. Nice guitar. You hear that piano in the background? Same. The heck? Doesn't sound like smooth sailing to me. All right, let's pause it for a second. Something I wanted to mention, while I was listening to that song, I think I thought of the perfect word to describe this album, especially in comparison to Songs for the Deaf. I think this album is much more filled with texture. There's so much detail that went into like the guitar tones even more so. Like I did really appreciate some of the guitar tones on like the more epic tracks of, the last album I reacted to. However, this one, like, you just hear that guitar tone and it's like somebody just created that in a factory to be like the coolest guitar tone in the history of music. Like I can't think of a more perfect sound. Like with it sounds like there's a combination of like a fuzz on one side and basically like a plain crunch guitar on the other. And the combination gives it like this stereo effect that just makes it feel like you're drowning in the music, which is just so cool. On top of all the obvious musicality involved, I mean, the riffing in this song, it kind of brought back some of that like garage band jamming kind of vibe that I got from Songs for the Deaf, but it did it in an even more intricate way, I think, especially when you heard the details like the piano kind of playing arpeggios in the background. There was just so many little things about that song that were really cool. I'm surprised nobody mentioned that one actually when they were saying songs they were looking forward to me hearing. I did hear a lot of people say stuff about I Appear Missing, like Clockwork and Smooth Sailing, so we'll have to see what happens with these. Let's go. This might be one of the weirdest intros. Oh my, you didn't just do this, Queens. What the heck? This is awesome and different. This is like one of those songs where you just like play it and you feel like you're like the coolest person in the universe when you're walking down the street listening to it. I love this, guys. This is definitely my favorite on the second half so far. Again, it's really different. There's so many different things on this album. I love that. It's definitely more experimental than what I had expected, actually. The groove, though. This actually makes me think of Supermassive Black Hole by Muse. A little grittier. We'll say I need to hear a change up to justify the length though. Like 5 minutes. See where we go at the outro. All right, this is nice. There we go. That's what I wanted. I don't know how you don't feel awesome listening to this. Like straight up, that's just like one of their coolest songs. It's kind of interesting because I think the title does some, I obviously, as I told you guys, I don't really listen that closely to the lyrics on a first listen because there's just too much to take in. It's interesting because it seemed like the title, Smooth Sailing, kind of calls back to I Sat by the Ocean because both obviously have to do with the beach. And they actually they were both of the most groove-oriented songs that I've heard on this album. Yeah, I don't know. There's just so many positive things going for that song. I was looking for some big change up at the end, and I did get that with that really cool riff that went for a few times. I mean, they didn't play it too many times, but I think the length was justified in the end with that cool change up and then like a nice outro which removed layers of the song until it just was left with his voice at the very end. So yeah, that was awesome. Now as for like the big songs, everyone has been talking about I Appear Missing and Like Clockwork. Every comment says something about these songs. So I hope they live up to the hype. I hope I don't hype myself up so much that I'm like disappointed, but I mean, I'm not gonna be disappointed. It's Queens, come on. All right, moment of truth, guys. I Appear Missing. 6 minutes. It's gonna be epic. I already like it. I like the chords. It's haunting. Getting right into it. Don't waste any time. Nice. I totally get the hype already. We're only 1 minute in. This is one of my favorites, guys. This song's like hypnotizing. think his voice sounds really good in the song too, actually. This chorus is so addicting. I feel like it's just gonna put me in a trance. I feel like people quote that line a lot. Drums! Still going. Jeez. Ooh, that was nice. It's like they're just teasing us, you know? Oh. Play it. Give me that solo. This is amazing. Nice bass fills. Oh man, we're just going crazy now. The drums on this song, insane. Guitar, insane. Bass, insane. Vocals, amazing. What do you be left with you? It seems like it's not that often that the tastes of like a new fan or somebody experiencing a band for the first time line up with like the hardcore fans. A lot of times I've noticed you guys call out songs, you're like, you're gonna love this song. And then I get to it and I'm like, it's definitely not one of my favorites on the album. There's a few times though where songs are just so awesome that they kind of just transcend that. And they manage to make like new fans, old fans, hardcore fans, casual fans, everyone can like appreciate the song. And I think this is one of those because this recommendation, you guys said that this one was going to be one of my favorites, and it absolutely is. It instantly within the first minute, I knew it was going to be in my playlist. I already put it there. You guys I might have left it in of me sliding it over there because I was just like, I'm going to need to listen to this one more times. Again, as I've said before, I feel like this album is like a continuation and development of Songs for the Deaf. And there are so many ways in which this is just like a more filled out, fleshed out version of what I heard on that other album. And of course, the other album was still amazing. We're not going to talk smack on it or anything. But this song, every element worked. There were so many different pieces that all fit together perfectly. We have time limits, so let's move on to Like Clockwork, the final track, which is 5.5 minutes long. And if it's half as good as I Appear Missing, then it'll be a great closer. I think I have heard that this is a ballad, but I'm not sure. We'll have to see. Sounds like it so far. The piano work has actually been really good in this album too so far, which I really didn't expect, to be honest. Still in the middle on this one so far. I have to see where it goes. All right. It's winning me over.
Because not everything that goes around comes back around. Yes, not everything that goes around comes back around, you know.
One of the things that's been winning me over this song so far, and don't worry, I won't pause it for too long, is the subtle details being added. It's something I love about music, and when you can tastefully add these tiny layers that just give a tiny bit of change for every new section that comes around. When I heard that acoustic guitar come in, I was like, the song hooked me. And then they had those little like synthy strings as well, right at the end there. Let's see where it goes. That was beautiful. It's like cathartic. What a change up. Did not expect this. So epic. Jeez. It's gonna go back down. Called it. Totally called it. This is an epic song. It's like giving me Pink Floyd vibes, kind of. That is a cool synth. It's so wide and fat.
Fear of what to show, because not everything that goes around comes
Back around, you know.
One thing that is clear, it's all down here.
That was a perfect ending. Perfect ending to the album. Loved that one. And that's it, guys. We did it. We made it all the way from front to back of Like Clockwork. Thank you guys for coming on this journey with me. Now, that song, I will say it took me a little while for it to win me over because I remember checking down at the timer and it was about 50 seconds in, and all he had done was play quarter notes on the piano, quarter note chords on the piano, and sing pretty well. I mean, he had some better performances on other songs, though I appreciate the vulnerability of the voice. It didn't sound as strong. I think that was partially intentionally because he was just him and a piano, of course. But I think it kind of came across better in Vampire of Time and Memory at the intro section. However, this song did build up into something so much bigger than that intro, and I definitely left the song like loving the experience, which is really the important thing, I guess. There were so many cathartic moments on this album. I think that's another good word I need to use to describe this. It just felt like stuff was just getting released. And I think that's what he was probably going for, because I've heard in the little pieces of lyrics that I have heard from this album and the details you guys have given me, you can just tell from the soundscape alone. But I feel like this album, he was really trying to like let go of a lot of stuff, probably. You know, he had a lot of dark emotions, and it really felt like through the music that was kind of happening as I was listening to the songs. And there were a lot of standouts. I really do love this album, actually. I guess I'd consider myself a Queens of the Stone Age fan now. So thanks for inviting me, guys, to the party. It was a little bit late, but better late than never, I suppose. I gotta say my favorite on this half must be, I guess it's really between Fairweather Friend, Smooth Sailing, and I Appear Missing, though Like Clockwork had amazing pieces of it as well, and Collapsia was pretty good too. Both sides were, like, you guys said that the second half was better. Maybe, I guess, because I really didn't enjoy If I Had a Tail, which I heard you guys said and heard Josh said was his favorite. And that just like astounds me, because I find so many of the other songs better, but I guess everyone has different tastes. But there wasn't really a song in the second half that let me down at all. So I guess you could say the second half's better, but I think the highs were about equal to the first half. There were just a lot of great moments on both sides. The whole album was just a perfect package. Loved it. Loved it, loved it, loved it. And don't worry, guys. Next album is going to be In Rainbows. If you're here for the Radiohead stuff, it'll be coming next. Next reaction, which will probably be next week. And I will be doing that one in probably 2 parts as well. But we'll have to see. I'm going to edit this tonight, and it'll be up tomorrow. So, yeah, I'm excited. And I'm glad I got to experience this. So thank you guys for inviting me, like I said. It's been a good journey. I will have to do more Queens of the Stone Age in the future, but I might take a little break and try some other bands for a little while. We'll have to see. Anyways, thanks for watching, guys. Make sure you like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video. I come out with more videos pretty much every other day, maybe a little less than that now. And I will continue doing that in the future. So, see you guys later. Bye.